Hey guys, welcome back to 999. We're in the torture room now, I think, because we got out of the hallway. So, a really creepy chair. Manacles make me think it was used to torture people. Well, we can't open these manacles without a key. Some sort of weird symbol on them. Can I see the symbol? It's the sun symbol. Okay. Something on the screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above. Huh. I don't know what this is. We gotta figure out this puzzle. It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good. Anyway, we just adjust the switches to match up the blocks on top, right? Okay. You always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you can do. What? Whoa, what? Check? Error. Hint. Oh. Wait, I think this is it. Alright. Don't know what I just did. Adjustment is completed. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from subject. Once preparation is finished, place subject in chair. Whoa, I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think this means one of us has got to sit in the chair. Well, 7's never going to fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data. I wonder if it's going to run electricity through the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's going to zap the brain with a little electricity? Doesn't sound safe. Anyway, we still got to prepare. We can talk about this after we figured out what it means by preparation, alright? Okay, what do you need us to do? Magical device that tells us what to do. Disposal tank is closed. Fill tank with water. I'll do something with a water tank. Okay. Alright, so gotta go fill up the water tank. Guess I got a cover over it. You aren't going to be able to get that off. It's bolted on there pretty good. Shoot, I can see anything. Huh, did I see something ooh, something shiny's in there. Okay. What do I need? I need this. Yep. Considering where we found it, I have to wonder how it was used. Knock it off. Don't want to think about it. Come on, let's not talk about stuff that doesn't matter. Alright. So, we use the wrench on this thing. Now, what do you got in there, Shiny? Hole's too small, you can't see in, even with the cover off. Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, I admit it scares me, but we need to see if there's anything useful in there. Alright. Alright, here we go. Arm in the hole. Yeah, I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else in here. Alright, let's see what this is. It's a key. The sun key, so we can open the manacles now. Alright, cool. Who got the sun key before? In the previous timeline. I just gotta turn something on. Don't say the floor is something gonna turn up. Come on. Alright, let's pull the lever. Is that water? What the hell? What's going on? Calm down, it's just water going somewhere. That means the floor... Oh. What's she... Oh, damn. I can see through the glass now. What? EDBF. There are a couple sharks in... That's a shark? Oh, okay. It's dead. Looks like the letters E, B, D, and F are there. EDBF. E. Okay. E. Back you come. Okay. E. D. B. F. Strange noise coming from the chair. Looks like it's been turned on. I guess the puzzle was that the... Okay. So now I have the electricity flowing to it. Let's see if the magic computer tells me what to do next. Restraining device is locked but empty. Alright. So I guess that's that. If my theory is right, then what is this? And okay, glad they're open. Seems unlikely. Alright, Sunky, you've done a job. Into the pocket with you. Probably look at the monitor. Alright. Who should I pick? The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat subject in device. The message on the screen was disturbingly detached.
Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it.
That is correct, because this was a place for human experimentation.
How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful.
Yeah, you are slim.
Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve.
Junpei's right. If we screw it up...
Seven couldn't bring himself to finish the thought. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. Beneath them was the dead shark floating underneath the glass. Why there's a shark there? We'll never know. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock.
I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead.
But...
No one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair too, you know.
True.
I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with.
Alright. After her words had made it clear that Lotus would book no argument, she turned and walked toward the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Despite what she'd said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook.
Look, do you think you could do me one last favor?
We're not going to marry you.
Don't say last.
You're making me nervous.
Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters.
Daughter, you're a mother?
Tell them that I loved them very much.
You had daughters? Also, how do you expect us to be able to tell you that? We need to get out of the place first. We'll try.
No, tell them that I will always love them.
There you go.
Daughters?
You've got kids?
Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei. They're twins. I had them when I was young after... well, some things happened.
Twins.
Their names are Nona and...
Nona?
Wait! Nona?
Junpei's words shot out. Wait a second. He remembered the story Seven had told him.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment.
But what the hell? What's wrong with you?
Lotus took a step back from Junpei.
Oh.
Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly as if he weren't sure he was completely awake.
No way. It couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara?
Nona Kashiwabara? Lotus's eyes went wide.
How do you know that?
Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom.
That kid? Wait, what do you mean, that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her?
Seven's brow furrowed.
I have.
What?
Yeah, I met one of your kids.
When?
9 years ago.
Where?
On this ship.
Yeah. Ah, man.
Why
The plot
were
is
you...
thickening.
It's not a short story.
Look, I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please, what happened here?
One of the kids died. It was probably your daughter. And then we're going to have a large argument.
Fine, I'll tell you.
Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. 10 minutes later, we began the story again. It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes before, every detail.
But... And then, that was when... From there, it looked like... Just as if... Finally... That's all I remember from 9 years ago.
At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head.
Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years. The person who had all the answers was right here.
Looking for?
Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then 9 days later, they came back.
9 days later. Of course, 9 days.
They never told me what happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through.
What happened 9 years ago other than Seven being kidnapped?
I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it and move on.
Oh.
A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had, before they disappeared.
Let me guess, 9 months later.
They smiled and made jokes and did all the silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what happened. How could I ask them to remember that?
You've got a point.
Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what happened on my own. I would find out what happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who'd gone missing came back, things were just...
They were just smoothed over.
Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals. No, probably something even bigger than that.
In fact, the reasons for this are very complex.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Have you heard of them before?
No. It's the first time I've ever heard that name.
I'm now looking for a fucking anagram in this.
7. How did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceuticals was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
The hospital.
The hospital.
The hospital.
The hospital.
For a while, I was trying to get some kind of information out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told a weird story.
Oh, we're learning more.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Gansfeld experiment?
No.
I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
Gansfeld.
What did you call it again?
Oh, the Gansfeld experiment.
Okay.
This is how it's set up.
Teach me more science, video game.
First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms, far away from one another. Then a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold.
Okay.
With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking at.
Q. Hospital. Q. Wait a minute. I'm sensing a connection here.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy. That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
Experiment to control people, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceuticals bought into it.
Lotus grunted. I can actually say something for once. Seven had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get how that has anything to do with any of this.
It has a lot more to do with it than you think. I come from a timeline where I know everything that kind of happens.
The Nonary game, Zero, why we were kidnapped. What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
It is connected in ways that you cannot comprehend. Then in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed from the ceiling. All right, here we go.
No subject has been detected. Unless a subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down. System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour.
Oh, no.
If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
Okay, Lotus, do it.
Oh, no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with.
All
Junpei,
right.
I'm counting on you.
You probably shouldn't.
Right.
I'm probably going to kill you, child. You're not a child. You're actually quite older than me. Lotus sat down on the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor.
Lotus, please, tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
You worry too much. Now get on with it and be a man, or June's gonna leave you.
Wah, wah. Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down.
Lotus.
Failure was not acceptable.
Okay, let's do this.
On it. Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor. Okay. Wait, hold. Okay. Wait, hold on. 4-4. Ugh. Come on. This is frustrating as hell. So 1-1. Okay. 1-1 and 2-2 get. Wait. I did it. Oh my god, it was 2-2-1-1. Oh my fucking god. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. I can hear the door unlocking, and now we've got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you alright? Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little shorter. Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for Seven and me to get her out of here. Let's get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not for me. Don't ever want to see this thing again. What was the point of this room? Like, actually. What was the point of this room? Other than to teach me more about Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
The hallway goes to the left.
Yeah, other than to teach me about Cradle Pharmaceuticals, that room, not immediately, didn't show any purpose.
Yeah, but I don't see any doors.
Yes, we just need to keep going.
Right, let's go.
Turned left twice before they saw the elevator.
An elevator.
Just what we need. Let's take this to C-Deck.
In silence, they jogged up to it. Junpei pushed the C button. The elevator motor ground away, and before long they found themselves once again on C-Deck. The door opened and they stepped off.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Junpei, Lotus, and Seven nodded at one another and took off running down the long hallway in front of them. They ran. The hallway seemed endless.
I know where we need to go. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol on the keyhole of that door.
Nope.
And I happen to have the sun key in my pocket right now.
Yes, you do.
This should open that door.
That's why they ran for the central staircase. They had to run for quite some time when they arrived at the door that ended the hallway. The Jupiter door was already unlocked.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Junpei grabbed hold of the doorknob and threw it open. They rushed through and stopped cold.
What?
What? The terrible scene before them made their blood run cold. What? Whoa! Whoa. 3 people lay dead on the floor covered in blood.
Why?
Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. Wait. Ace, Clover, Santa. Where's Akane? Where the fuck is Akane? He couldn't breathe. His legs shook. His body felt cold, deathly cold. But his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. He couldn't think. He couldn't concentrate. His mind was blank.
What the hell? What the hell happened?
Seven's voice was weak and broken. He edged toward the bodies, his movements stiff.
Clover.
He bent down over Clover and pressed his fingers to her wrist.
Nothing. She's dead.
From what I saw, they still had their bracelets. Suddenly, Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket.
Hey, what are you doing?
He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him, terrified.
The key! Get me the sun key!
Why?
Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back!
The murderer?
The murderer. The murderer. Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies.
Santa, Clover, and Ace.
What happened to them? Where's Akane?
3 people, 3 dead bodies. That means that the person who had killed them was...
No, I refuse to believe it. No. There's no way she did it, but there's no one else here.
No. No, it can't be true.
Give it to me!
Before Junpei could react, Lotus dove back into his pocket and came out with the key.
Let's go!
Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase. Wait, Lotus, Junpei, and Seven. We can't get through the 9 door. They followed. Junpei shut his eyes and swallowed his emotions. Morning would have to wait. Soon they stood in front of the door.
Open!
Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But
Why?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
Oh no. Is it the wrong key?
I don't know. Maybe.
Lotus sighed defeated and leaned against the doorknob. She felt it twist. A small gap appeared between the door and the frame.
It's open.
Wait,
What the hell is this?
wait. That means it was already unlocked. Why was it already unlocked?
Wait, you mean the door was already unlocked?
Why?
And how would I know that? Whatever, let's just go.
Lotus took a deep breath and slowly opened the door the rest of the way. They stepped inside. In front of them was another hallway. It stretched out toward the bow of the ship. They began to run. Faster and faster they ran, desperately trying to reach the end of the hallway. A few seconds later, they were there. In front of them stood a massive metal door. I don't think I've seen this before. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke.
What the hell is this door? I can't see anything that looks like a doorknob or switch or lever or card reader or anything. How the fuck are we supposed to open this?
We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
No, I'm not going back there. There is a murderer back there.
There was more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost begging.
But I don't see any other doors.
As he spoke, Seven stepped toward the door in front of them as if to illustrate that it was the only door. What?
No way.
It opened by itself.
It's an automatic door?
Look, guys, I've got a really bad feeling about all this.
This is all too Yeah, actually, this is all too convenient. The door's opening, the door is unlocked, Akane's missing, 3 people are dead. Did we find something out? Did we find something out we weren't supposed to find out?
The other doors were already unlocked, and this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before.
Bad feeling.
How could their situation possibly get worse? 3 people were already dead.
We've hit bottom. This can't get any worse. Shit!
Hey, Junpei!
He stepped through the door.
I can't take this anymore. No one can.
And whatever hope Junpei had managed to summon up disappeared.
No. It's a lie. It's gotta be. This can't be real. No. It's impossible. If it's a dream, just wake up already. Someone please tell me it's all just a joke. I'm imagining things. Yep, that's it. This is all obviously a lie.
I can't believe it either, Junpei, but that's the only thing that makes sense. What the fuck? How did Akane... What the fuck?
It's a big, elaborate trick. An illusion or something. Or a dream. It's made up.
Wait, what? What's in front of me? It wasn't real, right? June. No, the code names meant nothing now. Kane. Kane.
Connie!
Fuck! What the fuck? How did she get out here in the first place? Who? What? Junpei cried out and leapt through the door. He flew to her side, his heart like a stone in his chest.
Connie! Connie, hang on!
Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. She's alive. She moaned and her eyes fluttered open, but only barely.
Connie!
Jumpy?
Her face was pale and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei but saw nothing. Junpei put his hand against the small of her back to hold her up. It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood.
Oh man. Connie, there's so much blood. What the hell happened to you? How did this happen?
It was all he could do not to break into tears.
Jumpy, I'm sorry.
Her voice was thin, a minuscule thread that was the only thing keeping her with him.
I might not make it.
No, fuck that, no. You're getting out with us. Come, we'll get you help, man. We'll get you help.
No. No way. No way I am going to let you die. I am going to save you. I promise.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy. Really happy.
Oh, don't give me that I was crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times. You just gotta hang on, all right, Connie? You, ow, what can I do? Damn it!
He looked up from Kane, desperate for something, anything.
Ooh, what's that?
A submarine? Why is there a submarine in here? Then he saw it. A small submarine.
A submarine? What on earth is a submarine doing here?
No, that didn't matter. Nothing mattered except saving Kane. That was the only thing he wanted.
That's it!
Junpei turned his head back to look down at her.
Hang on, all right? There's a submarine over there. I'm gonna go see if it works.
No! Don't go! Please, don't go! Please, just stay with me, okay? I want to be close to you, Jumpy. When I...
Connie.
Jumpy, did you know you meant a lot to me when we were kids? I've liked you for a long time, Junpei. A really long time.
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart like a white-hot flame.
Jumpy, do you remember how we hung out a lot when we were kids? We went to the pool and to the fair. Do you remember playing snowball at the school? They're all memories I'll never forget. All of those moments are treasures to me. But I also wanted to go to a lot of other places with you, a lot more. But that won't happen now.
No. I mean, yes. Yes, it will happen. We'll go all sorts of places, Connie. You hear me? I promise. We'll go wherever you want.
Really?
Yeah, really. I swear.
That makes me happy. Really happy.
She said it to herself over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face.
Jumpy, I feel sleepy.
Don't go to sleep, Kane.
No, Connie, don't fall asleep.
Don't do it, please.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much.
Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed, even as he felt his throat go hoarse.
Connie! Connie! Connie!
God damn it. God fucking damn it. Time passed. Junpei wept, curled around Kane's body. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere, he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase. It rang 5 times and faded.
5 o'clock.
Quietly, gently, softly, he set Kane down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they'd ever been there. It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly he made his way to the door he'd come through. Don't. As he approached it, it opened, sliding apart with a sound like grinding stone. Junpei passed through the gate and into the hallway. What the fuck? His heart rattled in his chest, an empty, lifeless thing. It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. When he saw their bodies, he simply stared. It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them. His eyes lit on Lotus's wrist. Her bracelet. It was gone. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore. Junpei's body felt numb. A part of him knew the lump of lead in his chest had once been a heart. He couldn't quite remember what it had been for. Tears poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He gave up trying to make them stop. He turned around. The door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he walked through. He kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion, simple inertia carried him forward. Eventually, he found himself in front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch. And then he was floating in water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom. His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade of a knife in it. Who? One dead body lay behind door number 5. The body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room. The body of Snake. At the central staircase were 3 more. Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside the door were 2 corpses. Those of Seven and Lotus. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Kane. And now, Junpei would join them. Who, then, had killed them all? Who was left? If all of them were dead, who was left? Who? Junpei let out one last breath. Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up the side of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water. What? What? Who killed everyone? Who was left to kill everyone? It couldn't have been Snake. He was eviscerated. Ninth Man? Same thing. All I can assume is that it was the guy, or whatever it was, that was in the coffin. Whoever... Because whoever killed us all had to have access to everything, considering the sun door was already unlocked. So that's it. It's whatever's in the fucking coffin that killed everyone. The end. Or is it? No, it's fucking not.